a lot has been written about it. Did you ever, at one stage during the 404 games, think about retiring?
I never thought seriously about it, but in about 85, and that when Leon Knight went out, I suppose a lot of people said I should go, or maybe I should go too, so it probably obviously was in the back of your mind, but Hawthorn showed a bit of confidence in me by appointing me captain in 86, so it took a little bit to adjust to that too. I didn't set the world on fire early, but they showed the confidence, so I'm happy I stayed there.
Congratulations, Michael. You've been absolutely fantastic for the game. My question is, do you think you would have been able to do this number of games with a weaker club?
I had that question the other day, but I thought if I had gone one of the weaker clubs, they might have been one of the stronger clubs later on.
Very clever, I like it. Very good.
Yeah, that's right.
Michael, comedian there.
Yeah. No, I was very happy to beat Hawthorn because I've had some great players, Calvin Moore for an example, and a few others down.
That's another jag.
Michael, the thing with playing football for such a long time is the effort you have to put into training. How can you gear yourself up year after year to that summer grind?
Oh, it's pretty hard, but it's the you're only young once, and the thing is, at least if you can do the pre-season training, you can be really fit.
But you must love the game. You must love it to keep going.
Well, I do. I love playing football. I've with the reserves games and the night games, I've played nearly 490 or something. But the thing is, it's something I've liked and I've enjoyed.
You've got a good memory too, Tucky. Remember when you were young? How long can you go on for?
I really don't know. It's just have to wait and see, basically. Mainly it's the pre-season. If you can get through the pre-season and your legs don't break down or anything like that, I haven't had a knee injury, so that's one of the biggest things.
Are you thinking about going on next year?
Well, I see Alan Jeans wants me back, and we'll obviously have to think about it seriously, yeah.
Congratulations, Michael. You are a good judge about the former players you played with. But carrying on from Peter's question, do you think, because you showed such great resilience in your preparation, do you think it's the things you've done or that you haven't done that's continued you on, say, like Kevin Bartlett wasn't a great track horse? I'm not saying you weren't a great track horse, but I know it was probably the things that I did on the track that got me through. I'm just interested, how do you feel about it?
Well, the thing is, I reckon when I first went down, I never liked training at all, but then I realised later on that you have to do the training, otherwise you're just going to slip backwards, like skill-wise and fitness-wise. So later on in the years, I've realised training is a very important part of it.
Alan Jean's been a great help to sort of just not ease you through it, but make sure you do enough without overdoing it.
Well, it has this year, especially when I had my crook Achilles early in the year. He could have trained hard but couldn't have played, but I only trained on the Tuesday night and had Thursday night off, and then eventually it came good, so he has been a help this year for sure, and in the past too.
Michael, a lot of players at Hawthorn have played in the reserves as a, what would you call it, an apprenticeship. How do Hawthorn keep the positive thoughts of those players so that they can keep on going? You played, what, about 40 games in the reserves? Even Jenke in the last couple of years, I noticed in the paper, has played quite a few reserves games. Yet they're still there, endeavouring to play in the first for Hawthorn.
Well, I think it's just the character of the bloke himself, in the respect that he knows that he's fighting to get in a good side and he's just got to persevere. And even Jamie Morrissey, I think he's played nearly 100 games in the reserves, but his reward is last 2 years he's been in the grand final, which I think when they look back they might have missed a bit of football playing in a lesser side, but at least they've played in grand finals.
Michael, do you remember back to 1972 in that first game?
Oh, a bit, yeah. I remember when Lee Matthew called for the ball, I just gave it to him automatically.
Do you remember talking to Peter Landy in the week before?
Oh, I do actually. I remember coming up to Upper Beaconsfield and that, yeah.
OK, let's just go back to 1972. Tucky was a lot younger, so was Peter Landy. We don't see Peter Landy, but here's Michael Tuck with Peter Landy just before his first match for Hawthorn way back in 1972.
Well, Michael, first of all, congratulations on your selection tomorrow.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Now, I suppose you never thought you were going to get a game?
Oh, not really. No, it's been close.
You've been selected on a half-forward flank. Now, have you played there before?
Oh, last year in the seconds, a couple of games.
And last week and the week before, I think you played on the wing for the reserves. Now, do you like playing on the wing, or what's your favourite position?
Oh, on the wing's all right. Like I played most of my football at Berwick around the centre and that, and they got nobody watching you all day.
Well, you must like full forward, because last year you topped the reserves goal kicking.
Oh, it's all right, but you know, you got a bloke watching you all the time.
But you still played well, obviously. You must have.
Oh, yeah, I suppose I'd know.
Anyway, you're on a half-forward flank tomorrow. You're looking forward to the game.
Yeah, should be alright.
Michael, you come from Berwick, don't you?
Yes.
Now, you mentioned you have played most of your football on a wing. How many years did you play with Berwick? Just tell us a bit about yourself.
I played about 6 years, about 5 in the juniors and 1 year in the seniors, and then I got invited up to Hawthorn.
And how do you find John Kennedy as a coach?
I was a good bloke, a good coach too.
Hard coach?
Oh, at times, when they're not going so well, yes.
I've cut the secret.
Tucky, you've been going pretty well since Peter Landy reckons it was the hardest interview he's ever done.
Still got the same hairdresser too, doesn't he?
I don't reckon Tucky's changed at all. What do you think, Bobby?
No, Michael, I plead a bit of ignorance here. Are you far out of the city, you know, with your work and with your home and that? Does that make, is it, you're away from the club a lot or not?
It's about 42 kilometres, I think, something like that. But
Yeah.
with the freeway, it's only about 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not too far. And I think sometimes if you live in town, closer, but you've got to go through traffic, it just takes just as long.
Well, what about your work? Does your work really assist you keep you wiry and fit a lot?
Well, I
think
think it'd have to.
Yeah.
You like walking up and, you climb up and down ladders, it strengthens your legs, you're bending over and lifting things and that. So I think it must help a bit. If you're sitting on an office all day riding, I think it must help me a bit.
Yeah.
Michael, congratulations. You saw this morning after yesterday's tough game. Is it harder at 37?
Oh, it does take a bit longer to get over it. I get over it a bit later in the week, but I'm not too bad.
Well, Tucky, good luck. It'll be wonderful if Hawthorn could win it from
for
4th
next Saturday, no, Sunday, Michael.
Yeah. I should be right. I got that extra day now.
Yeah. Michael, on behalf of all of us, congratulations. It's been a wonderful achievement. You're an ornament to the game, everything that's good about footy, and we wish you well. Let's hope you go on next year. And if Hawthorn can win it from 5th position, it will be an historic performance. It'll be just fitting for you.
At least with them, we've got a chance, so thanks, Bruce.
Good on you, Tucky. Thanks for coming in.